Your
A very good evening to all the viewers of Kolongma Express. This is Manas Burman, the moderator for today's live session. And today with us, we have two extremely talented guests. First is Mr. Nishant Hakjar, sir. And secondly, we have Mr. Joshiringdao Phonglo, sir. So, giving some introduction about these guests, we have firstly Mr. Nishant Hakjar, sir, who is a drummer by profession. He is a solo artist, a session player, an educator, founder of Northeast Drum Lab. And about Mr. Joshiringdao Phonglo, sir, he is a teacher, a social worker, owner of Soundwave Music School, former bassist of Rampage, and founder member of Blue Hill Society. A very welcome to both of you guests. A very welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening,
Thanks for having
Manas.
us.
Yeah.
We are really pleased to have you both here, and at the same time too. So it's our honor to have you both here. So due to constraint of yes sir, please sir.
No, it's a real pleasure that you invited us, and we're grateful for this. And thank you. That's it.
So due to constraint of time, both of our guests have provided a time limitation to us. So without wasting any further time, let's jump into the questions first. And people are flooding the comment section now. So Bipraj Hoshaisha is saying hi. Ratnadeep Dawlagupu, good evening. Nikhil Raj, hey Nishant, huge fan of yours. Everybody is a fan of Nishant sir and Joshiringdao Phonglo sir also. So big up to you people. So my first question to Mr. Hakjar sir would be, how has the journey been? Like you have started your drumming since you were 11 years old. So who was your inspiration at that time? And during this maturation period, has your idols changed? And have you learned by yourself since 11 years, or you have kept any teacher during that time also? And now, what is the scene like?
It's been an incredible journey. So the way it started was, I really have to give a massive shout out to my elder brother, Rajveer Hakjar. It's because of him that I got an amazing introduction to music. Well, in the beginning, it was just me with MLTR, Backstreet Boys, Westlife. So I was about to become a boy band star. That was my dream. I wanted to be a boy band star. I wanted to sing. I wanted to dance. I wanted to move my body. But eventually, all of that stopped the moment my brother introduced me to heavier music. He introduced me to Linkin Park, and I just lost my mind after that. And the moment I saw Green Day in YouTube, I had to play the drums so hard, so loud, just like him. And yeah, it's been just like that. I've always been intrigued by drummers and musicians who play with a lot of energy, with a lot of strength. Yeah. So that being said, that really helped. When I started out, I was taught how to play the drums by Tanmoy Ray Chaudhary, who's the current drummer for Papon, and he taught me for a good 6 months, and it was amazing. He changed my life, and I really have to give a massive shout out to a band that does not exist anymore. That band is called Dark Horizon. That band called Dark Horizon, where Joshiringdao Phonglo was the bassist, and yeah, and he really motivated everyone. It was such a positive situation throughout, and yeah, it was good. I learned a lot from these people. I'm so glad that I was mentored by these amazing people.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
So to Mr. Joshiringdao sir, I would like to ask this question, sir. You have your own music school. So how did you started this journey of having your own music school, and what are your future plans? Like, are you thinking of expanding it? And right now, how many students are studying there?
Well, actually, I wasn't planning of opening any school before, but one day, few of these young boys, they came. Like Nishan already mentioned, I used to play. I played for a short period of time for Dark Horizon, and these young boys, they came up to me and said, "Ki, sir, like, will you be able to teach us bass?" So I gave it a thought, and I said, I thought the things that I've learned over the years, I'm a self-taught musician. So whatever I have learned, if I am able to share my knowledge and like help out a few youngsters, then that'll be great. And over the years, my base it kept widening, so it kept increasing. So at present I have around 80 students. I started with
Wow.
around three students, and now at present I have around 80. So at present, I haven't given it much thought कि expand करना है कि नहीं, but it's my school is doing quite well with the love and support of the people, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you, sir. So definitely our school is doing pretty good. 80 number is a pretty big number, sir, for
It's a
having your own
massive
school
number,
and
man.
having 80.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, definitely.
thank you.
So Anshuman
Yeah.
Ponglo is commenting, this studio headphones are dope. I think he's talking about Nishant, sir. Your headphones are really awesome. Like the sound is coming
Thank
really
you.
hard.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
I have increased my input volume just the way I teach all my students. So yeah, because of that, the sound quality has to be good. So I did my best,
Yes,
and I'm
sir.
so glad that you guys can hear me so clearly.
It's our pleasure, sir. So, sir, Nishant, sir, I want to ask you this question: like, has your parents always supported you since your earlier times, or have they resisted of your thought joining this metal band and accepting drumming as a profession? So, how has your support been, particularly of parents, and how has the friends been with you?
Oh, it's just been insane. There was my family never said no ever to me, no matter what. I mean, yes, I mean it's not like I was always out there asking my parents for like the most expensive equipment. I want this, I want that. No, they made sure that I was always in my line in underground and not going overboard. But they always motivated me because I still am, like, I have been drumming for 14 years now, and I'm still addicted to it. Like, it's the biggest addiction of my life. It's the biggest obsession. So because of that, they saw that, and I don't think they would ever they ever rejected me. No, never. I always had the support. I'm really honored and I'm very lucky.
Thank you, sir. I think every parent should support their children so that they
True,
can
true.
pursue their career, whatever it be. Education is an
Yes.
important aspect of your life, but you should take it up like the things you like singing, dancing, art, whatever you like. So
Yeah.
you should pursue it as a career also. If you are good in it, you should watch out for the
Exactly.
competition also. Like
Yeah.
if your friends are saying that you're doing good,
Yeah,
then
definitely.
then
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like you have to take part in competitions. You have to know your real worth. So then after you
Yeah.
can pursue it intelligently, whether to continue it or not. So to Mr.
Absolutely.
Joshingdao, sir, I would like to ask this question. Like
Yeah.
you're the founder member of Blue Hill Society. You people started the Falcon Festival.
Yes.
So now it has been now that
Yeah.
it has become so big, and the government is also taking initiative. So what do you think? Like how is
Yeah.
it going now? This Falcon Festival, everybody is coming there to enjoy. And what are the required areas that the government should look out for, so that it can improve in a more better way?
See, we came up with the idea of Falcon Festival in way back in 2015. The idea was कि we'll engage the people in such a way that they'll realize that saving these birds will be more beneficial for them instead of killing them. So, and after like giving birth to that festival, we handed like later on we handed it over to the council, Autonomous Council of Dimahasau. And now, till now, they have been doing a commendable job. The festival is getting bigger and bigger every year. But I feel that more attention can be given into conserving that area. Like way back in 2015, yeah, the then forest minister had given word that they'll take steps to construct a wall around the area where these birds roost. But till now, that wall hasn't been built yet. So something can be done in that line. And but otherwise, the council and the department are doing a fantastic job, and locals are doing their part well. And yeah, the festival it gives us immense satisfaction and fills our heart with pride when we see this festival getting so huge, and we get to see that we had conceptualized this festival. So I have only positive things to say about this for now. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. So because of you being positive, this festival has now become so big, and now people are going every year, just getting excited that they're gonna go in that festival and enjoy. So thank you very much, sir. So Nikhil Raj is asking one question: what is the future of metal music? So adding to it, I would like to ask Nishant sir, like the aspirants, what do you want? What do you want to give message to them? The aspirants who want to pursue music as their career, like now in this cutthroat competition in this market, how can one get noticed? Like, should he create his own YouTube channel? Should he take part in competitions and try to win? Because nowadays everyone wants to become a musician. Someone is singing, someone is rapping, someone is playing some instrument like drum, guitar. So how should he get noticed? What is the way? And what do you want to give message to these aspirants?
I mean, I could say so many things because it's such a broad topic. I can also obviously say like, oh, go ahead, work hard, let your dreams come true, and stuff like that. But me being me, I have to be honest with you guys. I'm just gonna be extremely honest. Number one, it's okay. You don't have to follow any formula. If there is any formula available online, it's not. Go ahead with what you believe in, what makes you happy. Because the richest person in this world is the one who is the happiest. So I would say go ahead with the type of music that really you believe in and it makes you happy. Don't be fake, be yourself. Just put out your proper personality up there. At the same time, you will have to groom yourself in such a way that you need to know how to talk. You need to know how to approach people, sponsors, and all of that. And lastly, which is the truth, no matter what type of a family one comes from, is if you're gonna be in independent music, especially where there's no one gonna be helping you, and this is your own thing, your prime thing, get ready for massive investments that will never come back to you. But trust me, that will make you way more happier about the fact that you could actually do it. And out of that, you try a million times. You just need to succeed once, and after that, you just have to keep working hard just the way you do. Until then, it's just a grind, hustling, and all of that. It's a lot of hard work, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. Absolutely, one need to do really hard work so that he can achieve success. And Ronit Day is asking Nishant, it was great to witness the Drum Labs first edition. What's coming up next? So
number one, I have to say hello, Ronit. I love you, man. You're awesome. and and thank you for coming to the Drum Labs first edition. I know it was also not easy for you to come there at such a difficult time of your life, but I'm really glad you could make it. It was amazing. Yes, I loved it. Northeast Drum Lab is something I founded with my partner, Sulakshana Borua, my life partner, and it was amazing. And we have planned so many more things and all of that. But again, like COVID-19 happened, so I don't want to just do it online because not everyone will love it. But once this is over, there are going to be amazing things happening. So my answer is, it's going to happen after the virus is tamed, domesticated.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, I want to ask to Mr. Joshingdao, sir, like nowadays, there's a lack of Khram Muri Damiero. So people nowadays don't know how to play these instruments, these traditional instruments. So what is your view on that? And what is the message that you want to give to the youth so that they can have a positive approach toward this?
See, I would like to say that it's great learning to play Western instruments, but like in a room full of guitarists, if you barge in playing our traditional bamboo wind instrument, muri, then you are going to be the center of attraction because no one else will be able to play. You will find billions of guitarists out there, but you will find only few people who are able to play our traditional instruments at such a young age. So I feel it's good knowing how to play Western instruments, but besides learning the Western instruments, it's like our youth should also give importance to try to learn how to play our ethnic instruments like Khram, Muri, and all this. Yeah.
Definitely, sir. and we should
Yeah.
not forget our roots. Like you should learn
Definitely.
new instruments, you should learn new techniques, but you should also follow your traditional approach. So
Yes,
next
yes.
question that I want to ask Nishant sir is, you have been a part of many international shows, you have shared many international stages, you have been part of many amazing bands. So how did you come up with an idea of starting your own drum lab in Guwahati? Was it something that hit you, or you planned it, or something like that?
It just honestly happened out of nowhere. The band thing and all, I've been doing that ever since I even started playing the drums. Like I've always had bands. I was never in the beginning, like it was not just me just drumming alone and then join a band. No, I started out by joining a band. So it was always like that. And I've always whatever I've been doing my whole life, apart from my drum lessons, which I started very early, I've always been like doing band stuff and all. So I was like, I was thinking along the drum lines, but obviously music lines. I was thinking about what is missing in this part of the country, and yeah, I thought the drum lab, a drum community would be really nice to have. But the Northeast Drum Lab, that was such an amazing name that I thought it would be the best, you know. So I thought of that idea and yeah, launched it out of nowhere with my partner, and it just happened and it just fell into place. I feel like the more you plan, the less it happens. And if you just go at it at one shot, that happens so much better.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And as you said, you didn't plan it, but it went like in the path only. You should go in the
Yes.
path right away, and then it will naturally happen. Like there's a
Yeah.
meme also, when plans party, then nobody's there. Like the only person
Exactly.
remains is the person himself who planned the party. But when you don't plan
Yeah.
it, then everybody goes. So it's like that.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
now I would like to ask Joshingdao sir, like you have been a part of Dimasa music industry since ages for such a long time. So what is the change that you have seen? Like the trend, how is it going? And how are youths approaching now this thing? So like especially about the traditional music.
Yeah, one positive thing that I'm witnessing in the past few years is that people are coming out of that safe circle. They are trying to experiment with things. They are trying out new stuffs. Like I'm not demeaning our old Dimasa music, but thing is, our artists, they are trying to experiment now. They are getting into rap. We have this very promising artist from Harangazao called Young Babs. He's he's entering into new uncharted territories. And then we have this very like promising band called Sierra. They are trying to introduce Dimasa metal in the scene. And then we
Wow.
have various artists. They are trying to besides our other legendary artists like Bulboroda and Padmavat
Yes.
Hari ji, they and Ringhamdi Ponglo, they have contributed immensely to our Dimasa music industry. And besides them, our new artists are also coming up, and they draw inspiration somewhere or the other from the artists that I've just mentioned. And also, we are me, Nishant, and Anubhav, who is the guitarist of Mind Street. We are working on a project together, and hopefully things we will be releasing that real soon. So do look out for it, guys.
Definitely, sir. We are really excited for your upcoming
Yeah.
project. So now Nikhil Raj
Yeah.
is asking a question to Nishant sir. How did you go about endorsements? Like in this era, marketing is really important. So how do you go about endorsements?
So my first endorsement was back in 2012, and I've had some couple of endorsements again in 2019 and then 20 and 18 as well. So that 18 to 20 period and the 2012 period is very, very different. In 2012, it was not much about the numbers compared to how it is now, but yeah, it is at the same time very similar. So most of my endorsements is something that I approach them by myself after like all the amazing shows that I've done, that I'm really lucky to be a part of. amazing shows, amazing bands, amazing artists, big things. There's a couple of videos that did really well in YouTube for that time, and it was nothing that I never expected anything from them. It's just that the moment I applied, they really liked it, and yeah, they thought that I was a guy capable of being able to help the company become more famous. So yeah, that helped a lot. At the same time, I kept trying to build up, and around 2018 was the first time I was approached for an endorsement by a massive company directly. So I'm really honored and lucky for that. So you just have to keep getting bigger and bigger, and you have more than, I mean, social media numbers are amazing. Like yes, it's always amazing. I guess I don't know. I wouldn't know that, but to have hundreds and thousands of followers, but nothing in this world can beat the fame, the word of mouth fame. So I think that really helped a lot, and I'm pretty sure it can help a lot of people who's watching this, or like who's friends of ours, but who have just not branched out into that territory.
Thank you, sir. So Nikhil Raj is asking another one question to you. Like, when do you know that you were capable of teaching students? What's the minimum skill to teach? I think this question can be applied to both the guests. So I would like to ask this question to both.
I would let Josh answer that first, please.
Yes, sir. Josh, sir, please.
When people start approaching you, then you can automatically like know that people like think of you of that level that you'll be able to teach. So the the skill that you have, like if you have sufficient amount of skills to teach people, and people they acknowledge those skills, and if they start approaching you, then I feel that from that time onwards you can think of teaching others also. And I'm very eager to hear Nishant's answer also regarding this.
Yes, Nishant, please.
I mean, my first student ever was when I was 18 years old. I was 18 years old, and that guy was just 8 years old. So and he was just beginning. So, and I had already been drumming for about 8 years, 6 years, sorry. So I was like, okay, maybe I will be able to teach and help and whatnot. And eventually, it became in such a way that for my educational, for my teaching limits and my capabilities, I wanted that to improve. So I thought that I need to improve so much that I can teach anyone out there, right? So that's how I kept practicing, and maybe even if I'm not ready to teach an advanced student, I will prepare so much that I will be able to teach him or her. So teaching in a way helped me a lot to improve and get me into a lifestyle, a very structured lifestyle with a heavy practice regimen. So I'm really happy with the teaching thing. It's like a God's grace in my life, More than drums, it's the teaching as a whole. That's a God's grace in my life.
Thank you, sir. I've also heard like many of our teachers say that if you teach, like you also learn during that period. So I think
exactly.
that adds
so
to
only you teach. So you teach and you learn, and when you learn, you teach. Sir. It's just like that.
So that's a circle. So Anshuman Ponglo is asking. So this would be a question to Joshindao sir. Curious to know about scope of music production in these years. Music production related. Hello, sir.
Yeah, that's for Josh, right?
Sorry to interrupt. Network is really horrible right now. I couldn't hear it.
Oh, so the question is curious to know about scope of music production in these years.
Whoops.
Sir got disconnected. Oh, so sir got disconnected, I think, due to network issue. So sir, if you would like to answer this question, like about the scope of music production.
The scope of music production. Believe it or not, I have been producing music since 2011, my own music, and then I've been covering everything. Like started out with GarageBand on my iPad, and then I moved to GarageBand on the MacBook Pro, and later on, until date now, for like it's just Logic Pro. So anyway, regarding the scope of music production, it's amazing. It's just getting more complicated, and it's just there's so many things that you can apply and bring to in your music production. But yeah, I mean, just have to find a balance, and it's going to be good. There are so many viral music producers that you can see on Instagram, YouTube, and all. You just have to make sure that you are true to yourself and you compose what you really like, but make sure your production quality is the highest that you can ever possibly make.
Thank you very much, sir. So I
Yeah.
think I would like to ask this same question to Joshingdao, sir. So Anshuman
Yes.
Phonglo has asked,
Yeah.
he is curious to know about the
Hmm.
scope of music production in these years, like these upcoming years.
I think the scope is huge now because of all the uh, accessibility, ease of accessibility, and through social media, you can easily, if you have the talent, then people will get to like they can notice you, and just you just need to keep pushing yourself. Try to compose a good music, which be true to yourself, and uh, produce music which people will love, and definitely it has huge scope.
Thank you, sir. So sir gave a very valuable suggestion to Anshuman and to all the audience, like just be true to yourself, just try to make good music, then people will hear eventually. So next question is for Nishant sir. What's the future of metal music? So, sir,
Oh
like
no.
rap music has now blasted in our country. Like Bollywood
Yes.
has also taken this rap music, and people are now hearing good rappers like
Yeah.
Raftar, Badshah, Krishna Karma. There are many underground rappers. So, Desi hip hop has now evolved drastically. So, what do you think about metal music? Like in future years, like is there a chance of blasting it in the country? Like, can people be like more getting aware of it? So, how do you think about it?
I think metal music was really massive in India once upon a time, and that time has gone. And till 2012, I think it was really big. And 13 and 14, yeah, there were shows happening here and there. It was all good, but I don't know. Slowly, it has been just going down and down and down. That like people don't show up. I don't think people are even interested. Like unless it's the most loyal followers, the loyal fans. But it's just been dropping, and it has been EDM for forever. Like it's been like all the like forever. Now hip hop is like really massive. I'm really happy about that. I love that genre, but I still feel that old is gold. As slowly people are going back to the basic roots, and heavy music is coming back again. It's just a matter of time, maybe a couple of years, maybe a few years, but it's gonna be big once again. And metal music fans, like, they are so loyal, like they are pretty amazing.
Yes, sir, definitely. We are also hoping that someday this would become big. And in
Yeah.
rap genre also, people are trying rap metal genre also. So that is the subgenre of both the genres. So it's like that. So
Yeah.
many people texted me also. They asked me to ask Nishant sir, how have been your international tours? They really wanna know about it. They have been very curious about your international tours. So how has it been?
Our international tours are just insane. I mean, depends on the type of tours that you are doing. But I still remember, I like with the band, I did about 20 shows in 20 days in 20 different cities, and that was and it's not like any other show that you have in India. It's like you have to drive by yourself to the venue or to the next city. You have to keep traveling by yourself and get into a hotel. And when you reach the venue, also, you have to pack and pick up your drums and put them up all by yourself, amplifiers, guitars, everything. There's no one there to help you. And once you're done with the show, once you say hi and bye to all the people that watched your show, you have to pack everything up again, pack it up to your car, go to your hotel, freshen up, change, get some sleep, like little bit sleep, and then travel to the next city again early in the morning. So those type of tours, to be honest, they are a dream come true. I'm really honored and I'm really lucky. I'm really grateful that I could do that at a young age. and I've already done that, and I would only love to share my experiences with more and more people, aspiring people.
Thank you very much, sir. So Ronit is asking one question. So that would be to Joshingdao sir. Considering teaching with many young musicians in our district starting up their own ventures, I have seen parents putting their children to learn music, but eventually a majority of those children drop out or lose interest. So to tackle this situation, what should be the approach of budding tutors? Also, what do you suggest? Should parents directly put their children into music schools, or they should wait for them to develop their own interest? On that note, I would also request our guest to answer. So this is a very long question.
That was
it's a pretty
such a
long question.
long one. I think you guys can only see my eyes now.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I'm gonna.
So I can hide it also. So I have yes. So this question is pretty long. So I'm just pinning
Okay,
it up
back
so
again.
that sir can read out the whole question.
Okay.
Yeah, I can read that question. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So sir,
So, Ronit zara lamba ye to question to. Acha. Anyways, see if most of the times the children they drop out because they lose interest. Yeah, but it's upon the parents to keep pushing them, and also these students if they it's upon the tutors to to keep alive their interest, to make them keen, to make them explore new things. So if you are able to keep the interest of the students alive, then definitely the students will keep on coming. And if the parents also see improvements in their children, then they'll also encourage their students, their children. But if they see no progress, then obviously the kids and the parents both, they will lose interest. And my journey, I would say, I I I, I started learning. My curiosity about learning the guitar started after listening to an old cassette from my uncle, and there was a old guitar lying around in the house, and I started playing that, and that guitar had only 4 strings in that time. A six-string guitar, it had only 4 strings. So I guess I was destined to become a bassist. And after that, a few years later, I saw this Parikrama's concert at Guwahati, and I was really fascinated with the bassist of Parikrama, and also the band that Nishant has already mentioned, Dark Horizon, with whom I also had the fortune of playing. Their bassist, Mones Snighting, he was also very influential in inspiring me to learn to play the bass. Yeah, so that's it.
thank you very much, sir. So due to constraint of time, I would like to ask this last one question to Nishant sir. Like, when was your first paid gig that you had? And now what is the market? Like the people who are having these shows, so should they know what is the market rate? Should they communicate with other competitors so that they can know more about the market? Because now market rate should be clear to you. People should not cheat on you. Like people say that many shows they don't get their payments cleared, and there are various reasons. So sir, would you reflect some light on it?
Damn. Okay. I wasn't ready for the finance question, but okay. So it's apart from, if you do this for a living, then it's extremely important, the most important thing. And regarding the pending payments and all of that, you have received so and so amount of money from this organizer, this particular venue, this particular guy, this particular manager. But all of this, it's a phase. It's a phase, and yes, I've been through that personally, like in the early days of my life, early days of my music career. And yeah, the way to combat that is, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm a multi-platinum selling artist, but to avoid that, I've always had everything done in advance. Like even Joshingdao here, like he has done a show for my band when I was in that band. and like everything was in advance, no matter what. Like, trust me, if things go wrong, they will go wrong, but the show will always go on no matter what, unless like those disasters happen. But it's always nice to have everything in advance to you. And yes, with your competitors and all, it's always good to know the rates, because that's really, really essential. And thirdly, no matter what, never compromise on your quality, because people are gonna be paying for your quality. So the more quality you put out, the better show you can do, the better way you can play, the better instruments, the better it sounds, and the better you are on stage or anywhere or in just teaching, you just get better. If you put the quality up, your rates will automatically rise for you, and you can just start demanding whatever you want.
Yes, sir. There's a proverb: "As you sow, so you reap." So
Yes.
that's the same thing. So you should play it better, like whatever stage you're having. So you should
Yeah.
give your best, whether it's a small stage or a big stage. So
Mhm. Yeah.
with this, I would like to end the live session here because of time constraint. I'm really sorry I can't attend all the questions. Nikhil Raj is asking so many questions. I'm sorry, Nikhil, and many more people are asking questions. The comment section is getting flooded, but due to time constraint, I'm really sorry. And we are really pleased and honored to have both Mr. Nishant sir and Mr. Joshwing Dao sir. It has been an immense pleasure having both of you, and at the same time also, it has been our best luck. So really, big ups to you, sir, and thank you very much, sir.
Thank
you for
you.
having
Thank
us.
you so much for having us. And I think we should also do another live stream probably next month, and we'll all properly speak in Dimasa only. I've been reading some of the comments, and we will make everyone happy. Really sorry to everyone for speaking in this language, but Jingwo Dimasa Shanglai now very soon in the next one.
Definitely, sir. Next time, jing sure Dimasa kalenang because of Gini guest ni audience bangba netkala given language ni audience tong odba nikrib nikla ikrib bujima nikle jing English kalaiba, as it's a language that everyone can understand. So with this, I would like to end the live session here. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, viewers.
Thank you. Thank you so much.